Okay, what's good guys? Felix back here again. In this video, I'm going to go over my detailed advanced strategy for Facebook retargeting for your e-commerce store. So actually, before I get into the how-to of retargeting itself, I want to go over very briefly why you should be retargeting. If you're not already aware that retargeting is huge for e-commerce, simply because, as I've stated here, not all your potential buyers are going to be ready to buy the first time. So for whatever reason, something may have stopped them from completing the purchase. Whether that was a conscious decision on their end or something that was out of their control, such as insufficient funds on their card, or perhaps their internet crashed or something, or their computer died, whatever it was, something got in the way, prevented them from purchasing. So by retargeting, you can get back in front of those potential buyers who are already aware of your brand, and you can remarket, retarget to them again. And the chances of them of actually completing their purchase are a lot higher than just continually marketing to what's called a cold audience, which is people who have never seen your brand before and aren't unaware of your product. So I just want to show you a few screenshots that I've got of my retargeting ad sets, just to show you that the conversions are noticeably quite low. So I'll pull this one up here. So as you can see here, I've got several different retargeting ads here. They're to different audiences and different placements. And then you can see here that the number of purchases I got on the right there. But it's like the return. So this one here isn't too great, but these two here, like the 104, that's like over a 4-time return. This one here is crazy. That's like what? That's over a 6 times return, a 5 times return if my math is correct. So you're getting you get crazy ROIs with retargeting ads compared to ads to cold traffic. So here's another one. 374 spent, 1,751, 253 spent, 446, 188 spent, 479. $59 spent, 226. So as you can see, you definitely are better off running retargeting on top of your normal ads rather than just not even bothering with targeting itself. So with that being said, I'm just going to go straight into it. How do you actually retarget? So there's two types of retargeting. You can do traffic-based retargeting, and you can do DPA retargeting, which is it's based off traffic as well, but it's slightly a little different. So I'm just going to break down traffic-based first, and then I'll go into DPA. So with the traffic-based targeting, you can set up your audience based off particular actions they've done. So I'm just going to jump straight into Ad Manager, and I'm just going to show you what's good. So in your Ad Manager, very simple, you go to Audiences. Alright, and I'm going to show you the recommended audiences you create for your retargeting campaigns. Alrighty, so you go here, create your audience, and you go custom audience, and you want to go website traffic. Create a list of people who have visited your website and took a particular or specific action using the Facebook pixel. So I presume that everyone watching this who's interested in retargeting has their Facebook pixel installed, because without your Facebook pixel, you won't be able to retarget. So if you don't have your Facebook pixel installed, do that first. Alright, so this is one of my old stores, and I'm just going to break down the different audiences and explain each one. So when I run my retargeting, I set up an audience to everyone who's viewed the content, VC, but hasn't purchased. And I normally do that for different period of days. So I'll show you firsthand here. So down here, all website visitors, you go to view content. So everyone who's viewed content, and then the day sets I choose, as I stated here, is I go 7, 14, 30, 60 days. So that's going to create 4 different audiences. So it's a little bit of process here. You just have to go back and forth creating it. So I go everyone who's viewed the content in the last 7 days, and then I always exclude people who have purchased. Now on this pixel, I don't have any purchase fires, so it's not going to show up. But if you've had purchases on your pixel, then you can exclude people who have purchased. If you haven't had any purchases yet, then that's fine. You don't even have to do this exclusion part yet. But when you do, make sure you keep it for the same date set. So I do that for few content, and as I said, I'll do it for the 7, 14, 30, 60 day period. Now, the second one I do is all the add to carts, but no purchase. So that's essentially the same thing. So instead of view content, I go add to cart, and then I'll exclude the purchases again. Now the reason you want to be targeting the add to cart people as well is because you got to get into the mindset of the buyer. So anyone who's actually added the product to cart has considered, even if it was just for a split second or however long it was on your website, and how far through your sales funnel on your site they got, they considered purchasing that item. So they are considered warm, slightly warmer traffic than anyone who's just viewed your product in the past. So again, add to cart, and I go through each day set. 7, 14, 30, 60 days. Create the audience. And one thing I should have said first is when you want to name your audiences accordingly, because this is very important for reference sake. So if this is an add to cart, last 7 days, exclude purchases. Something simple like that for you to reference. Add to cart last 7 days, exclude purchases, so you know exactly what this audience is. If it's 14 days, then easy. You just change that to 14. You guys get the gist. So it's very important you name it accordingly. Now, the next one I do is all add to cart, initiate checkout, and API and add payment info. That's what these acronyms stand for. So again, I'll go add to cart, but this time I'll include more. So if we start add to cart last 14 days, I want to go everyone who added the cart. I also want everyone who initiated checkout, and I want to keep it all on the same time frame, and include more, add payment info. Alright, now this audience here is probably going to be my warmest because it's taking everyone who added the product to cart, everyone who initiated the checkout, so that means they click the go to checkout button, and then everyone who added payment info on my website but didn't complete a purchase. So down here I would exclude all the buyers, same period, time frame. What this means is that whatever happened to them, they didn't complete their purchase, but they are the warmest, the hottest of leads on my site because they got that far through my marketing funnel. And again, down here, I would name it accordingly. All add to cart. I like to keep it in acronyms. All add to cart. Let's see, initiate checkout, and then API, add payment info. Last 14 days, exclude purchases. So as you see there, a nice detailed name for my reference. Now, one thing I want to mention with this audience is that what you really if you're setting up audiences like this, you really do want to have a fair bit of previous traffic on your site. At least a couple hundred visitors in the last time frame you're setting it for, because Facebook needs that data to work. If you've only had, say, less than 100 visitors, say 50 or something, then you want to be focusing on more on driving traffic rather than retargeting ads. So that's another key thing to keep in mind. So as you see, we've got all the add to cart, initiate checkout, and add payment info audience. The next one is video views. So if you're running video ads, you can actually create a custom audience based off hold up, custom audience, my bad. You can do it off website traffic, app create. I'm pretty sure it's website traffic. Everyone who's how engagement, here we go. Create a list of people who spent time watching a video on Facebook and Instagram. So they kind of changed the format of this on the ad manager. So if you are running Facebook ads for video on your front end to cold audiences, then you can create a custom audience based off people who have spent time watching your videos on Facebook. Now you come in here and you can go in the past, you can go the time frame, and then you can go, I'm pretty sure you can, yeah, here you go. So you can choose the percentage you want to go. Now I always like to go for the higher percentage, so 50, 75, 90. So I think you can only choose one for each. No, you can choose a total. So if you go like people who have watched 75% of your video and 95% of your video for your Facebook video ad, that means that they watched it pretty much to the end, which means they were interested in your product, but perhaps they didn't buy. So again, you can create an audience here, give it the name. So audience name is video viewers, and then you can put in the percentage, and you can add a description there. And then what you can do is you can run this ad, and I'll show you this in a second, and you can exclude your buyers, your purchasers. So that's essentially how you create a custom audience for retargeting for everyone who's viewed your video. So another one you can do is a particular URL. So say if you sell, you want to only retarget to one particular product rather than everyone who's viewed, like the entire catalog of your website. So again, custom audience, this time website traffic, and you can go a specific web page is the one you want. Okay. And this here, URL contains, you can go contains on equals. Basically, you can go in here and you put in the URL of the product page. You want to retarget everyone who viewed your one particular product only rather than your entire catalog. And then you can exclude it by, again, people who purchased. Now, I don't have that fired there, so that's not the option. And you can have the time frame. Ensuring that the time frame matches with each. You'll only target people who have never purchased from you and viewed that product. Again, create that accordingly. Perhaps the product name, view content. Alrighty, so that is essentially how you create your retargeting audiences based off like previous traffic and interaction. And I'll show you in my setup now if I was to create an ad like that. I'll just create one for old time's sake. So let's say custom audience. Actually, do I have one here I can use? No. Okay, let's create one now. Custom audience. Website traffic. Everyone who add to cart last 14 days. Okay, cool. So that's the add to cart. Cool. Alright, so you can go create the audience. And then I can create the ad once that's set. Alright, cool. So those audiences just loaded, and I'm going to show you the actual manual setup of like running these ads if you haven't before. So I always go conversion ads. Name your ad campaign accordingly. Campaign goal is purchases. Cool. Now down here, you wanna name the audience you're targeting. So I'm gonna go the video viewers. Mind my spelling. Oh man, I can't spell. Alright, cool. And then you want to go your conversion event, and I always go purchase. Now this is an old pixel I don't use anymore, so there's no data, that's why it's not highlighted. But I always go purchase because I want the buyers. I'm advertising to the buyers. Next, you come down to your audience, and those audiences you saved here, I was showing you the setup, they will be found in here. So I just whipped up this one real quickly. So this is the video viewers who have watched my video to 75 and 95% in the last 14 days. As a matter of fact, I want to be naming my ad set that so I have a good reference. So I copy that. There we go. So I know that this retargeting ad is targeting everyone who watched 75 and 95% of my video, because I know if they watched it that long, they're the most interested. Now, depending on where you advertise, if you advertise worldwide or multiple countries, then you want to empty this. Or if you only advertise into one country, say the United States, because you can only ship to the United States, then you want to keep that country in there. So depending on your personal preferences, again, you might have a particular age or gender that you only want to retarget to. I tend to keep mine open. And then the language. So again, personal preference, depending on the language you ad account. You can leave this empty, detailed targeting, because you want to keep your retargeting audience quite open. Now at the moment it's not showing me any of the details of my audience because this is an old pixel and it's still populating. So just for the sake of this video, I've just whipped this up quick, but it will give you an estimated reach of the size of their audience. So don't fret if it's only like 1,000 in size. As a matter of fact, that's actually quite an ideal size for retargeting, because Facebook's going to be very quick in choosing the ideal buyers, picking them out from that audience. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to split test my placements, as I've said here. So I like to do a mobile versus desktop split test. Like I imagine a lot of your traffic on the front, the first time it's coming from mobile, and that's completely normal with e-commerce. And a lot of e-commerce stores will agree with me when I say that often the conversion rate is higher on desktop. So I always suggest split testing between the two. So run one for mobile. I choose my placements accordingly. So I tend to just keep it on Facebook. I leave all this blank. I only like Facebook. Sometimes I'll run Instagram as well, depending on the product I'm selling and the audience type, if they're active on Instagram. But keep it to Facebook. I'll do one for mobile. I'll go through, set your daily budget accordingly. I like to keep mine around $5 to $10 a day. Now I leave all of this. I actually go for 1 day click or view because I like to have a smaller window frame to get the data in. However, if you've got a large audience you're advertising to and your product is quite pricey and perhaps people need to see your ad 2 to 3 times before they actually finalize the purchase, then keep yours to an open conversion window. Okay, so I'm keeping that there. I'm going to jump on to continue. And this is where you create your ad. So my recommendation is, if you're already running ads, then choose your best performing ad creative. And then when you preview that ad, you can actually enter in the ID here. So I'll show you a very quick example. And this way you can keep all the social proof on that ad. Let me just pause. Okay, cool. I don't want to let this video run for too long because I know everyone's got things to do and time is precious. So this is what you do to basically get your ad ID. So take your best performing ad. I'm just doing this all as an example. And then you click on the ad, you go preview. You come here, go Facebook, news feed. Okay, so that's okay. My bad. That's the wrong. These are offer ads. Let me just do a yes, this will do. This will do a post ad. Again, preview, newsfeed, Facebook post. So it doesn't work with offers. If you're running an offer as an ad, it won't show it. You come here, you copy the last digits there. As you can see, I've got this ad here. It's got the engagement, 355, all these comments, blah, blah, blah. I come into ads manager and then I choose existing post. I'm going to put in my best performing ad ID here. Submit. As you can see, bang. Alright. Now we have our ad set up there. And it's got all the social proof, and then I'm good to go. So essentially just click the confirm and then run it. However, if you want to create your own ad, you can go through the normal process. You can choose your ad type. Perhaps you're running a video again, whatever it is. So our creative part's very simple. It's the targeting where you really need to focus on getting it right. Cool. So that is essentially how you run a conversion ad based off traffic. Now I'm going to go over DPA. So DPA stands for dynamic product advertising. I had to think about that for a second. So let me close that. Now how this works is a little bit different. So let's close all this. Again, you're going to go create an ad, start over, and you can go product catalog sales. So you need to have your product catalog uploaded, and if you don't, it's very simple. You just go into catalogs, which is here, product catalogs, and then you just upload it. You install this app on your Facebook product catalog. Shopify. Install this app. Follow the instructions there. Product feed by Flexify. Very simple, very straightforward. Install this. It's free. Add it to your store. Follow the instructions there. Your catalog will be there. At the moment, I don't have a catalog set up here. And then it'll give you the option there. So it's actually showing a catalog when actually it's not set up there. And you go continue. I'll do another video detailing this a bit more, but for now, I'm just going to keep it straightforward. Choose the pixel. If it asks you these questions, it's now associated with. Cool. Alright, cool. Now what you can do is you can choose like your store collection, entire store collection, how many products you have. So this is an old pixel. For some reason it's showing a whole bunch of different store collections, but yours should only show one if you've done it correctly. Alright, and then what you can do down here is you can choose the view, like the different targeting. So viewed or added to cart but not purchased, added to cart but not purchased. You can choose the dates. You can do upsell, cross-sell. I tend to just stick with these two because I'm targeting to purchase people who haven't purchased yet. And I like to do the added to cart but not purchased. And I like to keep it around 14 days. Again, I recommend testing them between 7, 14, 30, and 60 days. Again, split test your placement between mobile and desktop. Set your budget accordingly. All this is all the same. What the difference is, though, is with dynamic product retargeting, is you don't actually have to set up the creative yourself. It's automatically going to do it. And how it works is it's going to target your previous website traffic, but it's going to show particular products that they looked at, and then other recommended products with similar characteristics to that. So whether it's same categories or they've got similar tags. So Shopify and Facebook's going to use the intelligence to pull up products of that same niche or that same category, as suggested, like educated suggested recommendations for that buyer. So perhaps if they only looked at one product, say it's like a necklace, and you sell a whole variety of different products, necklaces, watches, scarves, hats, gloves, whatever, then Facebook's going to be like, okay, this person looked at a necklace and they're quite interested in it. We might show them other pieces of jewelry which are very similar that we've noticed previous buyers purchased together. So it uses that sort of intelligence based off your pixel and your product catalog. So it does a lot of the work for you, does a lot of the thinking for you. It's very easy to set up. Once you set it up, you just let it run, and these ads do convert very well also. So it's very important that you go through and set up that product catalog. I will in another video go over that. And then once that's done, let the ads run, monitor them. No doubt you will have a healthy ROI from those ads. You should have a high conversion rate and a greater return on ad spend. Or maybe not so much greater return on ad spend, but you will have a better lower, you should have a lower cost per purchase is what I was trying to say, because you're only targeting people who've seen your product before, they know your brand, they liked it, they're hyperactive buyers because they either added to cart, initiated checkout, or added payment info, and with that being said, they're most likely to buy. So I'm going to wrap up that video here. I sure hope that everyone got something out of this. I know it's quite detailed, so go through it again. If anything doesn't make sense, just please drop a comment below. And yeah, if you appreciate this video, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a follow, subscribers. I'm always trying to get my subscriber count up, all that jazz. And hope you guys have a great day and all the best with your e-commerce journey. Thank you.